Newborns sleep approximately 17 hours, and that's plus or minus 3 or 4. And then by 1 year of age, they're down to 13 hours. By 5 years of age, down to approximately 11 hours. And by 16 years of age, down to 9 hours. So the phenomenon there that is little understood is that from 5 years of age to 16 years of age, sleep requirement doesn't change that much. But the amount of sleep that a child gets changes incredibly. So beginning at around the time school starts, most children begin to experience some degree of sleep deprivation. And it typically has to do with them having to get up early in the morning and having problems falling asleep at night. First thing you can do is make sure the child has a secure sleeping environment. And a secure sleeping environment means that the child knows where he or she is sleeping. And the idea there is to get as much else as possible out of that environment. You always set the infant down still awake. In other words, you calm it, you soothe it, you do all that's necessary so it feels safe and is getting drowsy, and then you set the infant down and leave. And that way the infant falls asleep awake. So that way, at 2 o'clock in the morning when it wakes up, things are identical to the way it fell asleep. If, on the other hand, you rock the infant to sleep, the infant wakes up at 2 in the morning, it's not being rocked, it's sort of like a bait and switch. And the infant feels like something happened, something's wrong, I can't sleep. Second is that you want to have the same sleep schedule 7 days a week for a child. We didn't have weekends until a few thousand years ago, and we're not biologically built for weekends. So weekend is a modern invention, but our bodies and brains are not built for it. So the same hours 7 days a week will help a child succeed. The third thing is that you want to set up conditions so that your child can wake up spontaneously. And whatever is necessary to accomplish that in terms of bedtime should be done. Fourth, you want a bedtime routine. A bedtime routine consists of an unwinding period and a set of rituals. Rituals are very important to children. And so a set of rituals going from being wide awake and playing actively to being asleep is necessary, or else you can't have an abrupt transition from one to the other. I think when parents are having a baby, if they start thinking about the fact that this child will be having daycare, preschool, and school from the get-go, from birth, and start thinking about weekends, vacations, and weekdays all being the same schedule and being a fairly early schedule, if you do that, the child will be much better suited for the requirements of getting up early for school.